A guy that we've followed for a long time. We played against Mike a couple times in Miami in some exciting games, and I think he fits exactly what we're doing on offense. Gives you the ability to stretch the field, get a lot of explosive plays. He'll have tremendous chemistry with Joe, and fit in really well with the rest of our offense and our tight end room and where we want to go with this thing. So, really exciting day to be able to get Mike in the building and make him a part of what we're doing here in Cincinnati. And so I'm going to turn it over to you guys and let you guys fire away with questions, and I'll step away from Mike here.
Yeah, I mean, it's, free agency is always an interesting process, for sure. This was my second time kind of experiencing it. And, I knew that this was a place I wanted to be. And luckily, it was reciprocated, and because it's definitely a two-way street. And so when they had reached out, I was very excited. I know the talent that's in the locker room, and the coaching staff, and I know a couple people that have been here before that have had nothing but unbelievable things to say about it. So super excited. So one of my best friends was here, Nick Bowers. He was a tight end on the practice squad here for a little bit, and he loved it so much. And then I played with Ted Karras. He was in Miami with me, and had talked to him about it. And then, outside all that, they could have said that it was the worst place in the world, but when you got number 9 at quarterback, I was like, that is a place I want to go. So that was something I was really looking forward to.
Have you heard from Joe?
Yeah. Joe reached out on whatever day it was, on Tuesday or whenever it was, that I agreed. And just for him to reach out and just say that he was excited that it finally was official and all that kind of stuff, and excited to get to work and build some chemistry. So I appreciated that, and I'm really looking forward to it. So it's something that there's not many, if any, guy that can do what he does with a football. So definitely going to be a great opportunity for not only myself, but everybody in that locker room.
Do you see yourself more as a tight end or a slot receiver?
Definitely, have the ability to do both. I think that is what presents, my mismatches. I have had success being a slot in 12 personnel stuff with 2 tight ends on the field. But I've also, had success in, 1 tight end personnel groupings and going out there and making plays. So, obviously, it's, March 14th. So, nothing is going to be, final today, and there's going to be no plays made today, and there's a lot of things that need to be earned. But I am, I'm very motivated and, extremely grateful for the opportunity to, be here in an offense that I feel like, I can come in and just not that it needs much help, but I can, come in and, make some plays.
What's the biggest strength you bring to the table, do you think?
I think the thing that I, pride myself on is just being dependable, being reliable. And, my favorite thing in the world is making a contested catch. When the ball's in the air, like I consider it mine. So it's something that, I put a lot of time into, all different types of, hand-eye coordination, and, catching the football is something that I take a lot of pride in. And it's gotten me to, 7 years now in the National Football League. So whether it's, run the good route to get open and, create separation, or whether, guys on you got to go up and make a play, or whether it's 2 hands, 1 hand, whatever it is, you got to go out and make a play. And so I'm never going to be angry when I see the ball come my way. I tell you that much. I'm always looking for that.
Mike, you talked about Joe Burrow and his impact. How much of a draw is it to come to a place where you feel like you have a chance right away to be on a team that's a contender and can win a championship?
Yeah, it's something that I've never been a part of before. So it's very exciting. But like that's what you get when you got, one of those guys under center. So it's really, really exciting. And I mean, obviously, his resume speaks for itself, and the talent, on the outside with Jamar and T, and there's a lot of guys that are capable of making plays, and a lot of guys that have made a lot of plays in this league on that offense. So like I said, man, it's still, it's March 14th and it's early and all that kind of stuff, but for me personally, my excitement levels are really high.
Has Jamar reached out about Gritty last night?
I'm sure you guys saw it publicly on social media, which I was grateful for, because obviously you guys know it could definitely use some work. But I mean that is me as a player, like, to a T. Like, go out, make plays, and have fun. Like that's who I am. It's what I pride myself on. Been through too much, and worked way too hard to not go out there and have fun. Now, does that mean that it can't get better? Yeah, it can definitely get better. But I think that's kind of what makes it good, is the fact that it's so bad. So yeah.
Would you say that your gritty has developed over the months?
No, unfortunately not for everybody listening. It sure has not. And there wasn't a whole lot of grittying last year in New England. Just based off of I only got in the end zone twice, and felt like only one of them was worthy of it. For me, I can't do it every time. You got to do it, big moments and exciting, stuff like that. So only one time last year. So I haven't had a lot of practice at it recently. So it'll be fun to bring that back out.
You mentioned the contested catches. Obviously, all those can come in the red zone.
Yeah.
What do you bring to the red zone? Because you had 2 touchdowns last year, but I would imagine that that's a big part of your game.
Yeah, that's it's something that I pride myself on. In the red zone, it's all about making really good throws in tight windows, which check the box here, and then on the other side, you got to go out and make contested catches, because the field's condensed, and it's a lot of tight windows, and so you got to go out there and make tough plays and make tough catches, and it's something that I've been able to do for the last 6 years of my career. So looking forward to keep that rolling.
Zach said that you've been on their radar for a long time. I mean, what kind of interactions did you have with them previously in previous years before, if any?
Yeah, I mean, maybe a little bit last year, but no conversation or anything like that. But just through agent and hearing that maybe it's a potential, but and now to now to be here, it's something that I'm really excited about. Just I've heard a lot of great things, and today was first time I've met Zach, and called me yesterday when it was officially the new league year or whatever, and they can call, and Coach Casey, James Casey called me. I mean, I think it was like 4:00 and like 2 seconds, my phone's ringing, and my phone, and so but it's cool, because like what kind of people you're surrounding yourself with, and these coaches are from what I've heard, and now from what I've experienced today, just getting to know them a little bit. Everybody's awesome, and it's an awesome place to be, and I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity.
You mentioned James Casey. He played in the league himself.
Yeah.
How anxious or excited are you to maybe be coached by a guy like that played the position as well as coached now for years? Highly regarded.
Yeah. I mean, just talking to him throughout the course of the day, he seems like, such an incredible coach, a great guy. And the thing that I'm most excited about is, just kind of, fine tuning, the minor details of my game, and the little things that he seems, so, locked in on. So that's something that I'm really excited about. And I'm looking forward to, taking all and any coaching to improve in all aspects of my game, and that includes run blocking, pass blocking, all that kind of stuff. Because the more you can do, the more you'll be out there, and the more you're out there, the more plays you'll make. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
I mean, you're obviously, going to be playmaker catching the ball. How would you describe yourself as a blocker? It's not what people think about
Right.
you, but how do you view yourself in that way?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not naive enough to, I know the perception of me as a player is, he doesn't want to block, he just wants to go out there and catch the ball, and I absolutely want to go out there and catch the ball, and I think that's obvious. But what's not so obvious is, I want to go out there and I want to make an impact in the run game. I want to, do whatever it takes to, take my game to the next level and, help take this offense to another level. And whether that's, going in there and, blocking the defensive end, or whether it's going in there and, blocking the DB off the edge, or, going to the second level and, blocking the linebacker, whatever it is, it's something that I'm excited about, because like I said, I know the perception of me as a player, and that's fine. I mean, what you put on tape is what you are, but I haven't had a lot of reps at it. I would say when I was in Miami, I played receiver. Like, it is what it is. I mean, you put on the tape, like, I played receiver. We had a lot of injuries at receiver, and I went out there and played receiver and did it well, but you're not blocking a lot of defensive ends when you're lined up outside the numbers. So and then when I got to New England, I wasn't really asked to do it either. But it's something that I would like to do. It's something that I'm looking forward to. It's something that I'm gonna buckle my chin strap and get ready to roll.
You've been an East Coast guy. What was the family's immediate reaction at Cincinnati?
Yeah. Well, it's still we're still on the Eastern time zone, so that still counts. And I mean, I flew in this morning from Newark, an hour and a half flight. So, yeah, my wife was super excited. I mean, she knew since, the day the season ended, I've been talking about Cincinnati, and just because I knew, the opportunity that it presents. And I mean, there's not many opportunities out there with the type of offense, with the type of quarterback play that this place presents. So, I mean, the second it happened, the second that they called, I was like, Hallie, like, we might be going to Cincinnati. And she was, just as excited as me, because she knows how important it is to me. So it was, super cool, and I'm fired up, man. Like I said, this has been on my radar for a while.
Why has that been, something you talked about? I know you kind of just referenced it a little bit, but I mean, why specifically this team? Was it just that, that tight ends have done pretty well here moving forward? I mean, is there something specifically that made that on your radar as soon as the season ended?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I've never played for like I said, it's March 14th. I'm not, going crazy right now or anything like that. I'm just, in my mind, my thought process, like, I've never played on a championship contending football team, for one. So that was, first and foremost. And then at this stage of my career, I mean, I would love to continue to play. I mean, I hope I'm not even at the halfway point of my career. I've played 6 years. I'd love to, keep it going. I feel incredible. And so I know at this point in my career where, I had a lot of success early and haven't really had the opportunity to continue that success the last, year or two or so. And so I know that, this is, a big year for myself, and I've attacked it as such. And I know that, this place has had, tight ends produce. And it was just right there at the front of my mind where, I mean, great offense, great coaches, unbelievable quarterback. I mean, what else could you want as a guy that, wants to go out there and make plays?
Miami and New England are very different.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
Yeah, they are.
From the weather to the organization, to everything about both experiences. What big thing do you think you drew from each one? I mean, what you learned? You always learn something in every experience. What do you think you learned?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say in Miami, learned how to deal with a lot of change, and interchangeable parts. I played for 3 different head coaches in 5 years in Miami. I got drafted there in 2018. Played for Adam Gase, then played 3 years for Brian Flores had a great 3-year stretch with Flo, and he was awesome to play for. And then played a year for Mike McDaniel, and then left there and played for Bill Belichick in New England. I mean, so I've dealt with a lot of change, specifically over those 5 years in Miami, where you just you got to understand how to change what you do and adapt and make plays no matter what the situation is. I mean, I played with so many different quarterbacks in Miami, going from my rookie year to Ryan Tannehill to Ryan Fitzpatrick, who's also a Cincinnati Bengal legend, and then to Brock Osweiler, Josh Rosen, Tua, Jacoby Brissett, Teddy Bridgewater, Skylar Thompson, so many different guys that I've played with throughout my career in Miami, where it's just kind of learn nobody cares. You just got to go out and make plays. Nobody's oh, well, he's played with a lot of quarterbacks, played for a lot of head coaches. He's had a new coordinator. That's not what it's about. You got to go out there and produce no matter what the situation is. And, met a ton of unbelievable people in Miami, and will, never, take that situation for granted. And, I've got friends for life from there forever. And then went to New England for 1 year and had an opportunity to play for Coach Belichick, who obviously, his resume speaks for itself, and, learned a lot from him, and just kind of how to, go about this league, and, learned a lot about situational football, learned a lot about, the ins and outs of the game, and just little things like that where, did we have a lot of success this past year? No, absolutely not. But still was able to take a lot of knowledge of football with me.
Played well in a pretty notable Bengals-Dolphins game back in 2019, the overtime game.
The Joe Burrow Bowl.
When you look back at that time period, and
Yeah.
really where both franchises were at that time,
Mm-hmm.
look to now and how this franchise has developed since then.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that game specifically, yeah. I mean, got both those franchises where they are now, and it's definitely crazy, looking back on it. And now, I'm here and have the opportunity to, play with Joe, and so it's definitely something that I'm grateful for, and it's been an interesting ride, to say the least. Especially, the last 2 years have been it's been a journey that I wouldn't change, but it's definitely been something that has kind of made me a little bit more mentally tough, and kind of dealt with a lot of adversity the last couple of years. So, but going back from that moment to now, it's crazy to kind of see how it all transpires. But happy to be here.
What do you remember about the Burrow Bowl? Is anything sticking in your mind about that?
Yeah, a couple things. One, I scored 2 touchdowns. I remember that. And then 2, I remember us being up by a lot, and then out of nowhere, Tyler Eifert catches a jump ball, and then Andy Dalton runs on a 2-point conversion, and now before we know it, we send our onside kick team out there, or our hands team out there, and my buddy who was on the front line, I still make fun of him to this day. He was on the front line, Durham Smythe, tight end of Miami. He stepped up for the ball, then he leaned back, and the ball went over his head, and then the Bengals, now we, recovered it. And, I mean, it was just absolute. I mean, for a game between two teams that their records weren't great at the time, I mean, the game was electric. I mean, went into overtime, and then obviously, won on a last-second field goal. But it was a lot of fun, that game.
Is it surreal to think that, you call that the Burrow Bowl, in your words, and now you're going to be playing with Joe?
Yeah.
Nonetheless.
Yeah. I mean, you guys will probably get to know it over the course of the next, year or so, that I like to have a lot of fun, and I'm just always joking around. So, and immediately when I thought of that, I was like, yeah, Burrow Bowl. But yeah, I mean, going into that game, I mean, as players, you want to win the game, and you want to go out there and play well and all that kind of stuff. But we knew what was at stake for, the franchises and all that kind of stuff.